All right. Now we're gonna do a special at G side episode, double review of Lincoln and Django Unchained.
This is
This is our slavery episode.
back-to-back episode.
Yeah, our slavery episode.
Extravaganza.
Yeah. So shall we cover the more serious material first?
Okay. As far as Lincoln goes, this is a Steven Spielberg film.
Yes.
So that's one big name. With Daniel Day-Lewis as Abraham Lincoln, that's another big name.
Right there.
With Sally Field as Mary Todd Lincoln, big name.
Mm-hmm.
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt as the son, Robert Lincoln, big name. Tommy Lee Jones, big name. David Strathairn is also there as
he's like the
Seward, the Secretary of State,
Secretary of State.
the guy who gets Alaska eventually for the U.S. So this is loaded.
Yeah.
The
You
roster-
forgot James Spader.
James Spader is there. Daniel Costabile from Suits.
Yeah,
Daniel
yeah,
Hartman is
right,
there.
right,
you know,
right.
This film is loaded with big name actors
And character
and
actors.
character actors. Yeah. It basically talks of Lincoln in the waning days of the U.S. Civil War. This is 1865. He's up for re-election. He's pushing for really the removal of slavery.
Right.
Even though his own cabinet isn't sure if that's the right policy to follow, if he wants to bring the South and the North back together.
Exactly.
So, Daniel Day-Lewis goes through his usual thing where he immerses himself in the character.
Totally.
Apparently, again, when he was filming, he wanted to be addressed as Abraham Lincoln, as Mr. President. And as always, what do you expect? The man is just amazing as an actor.
Yeah.
He
Just completely disappeared into the role.
yeah. I think from what I remember, I'm not sure. I'm probably wrong on this. Lincoln was one of the first presidents whose voice was recorded. So I think that's why Daniel Day-Lewis went for that high pitch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Recorded.
Yeah. So there. Another amazing performance by him. I really liked him and Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones there's a reason why Tommy Lee Jones has been nominated for all these Best Supporting Actor awards for this particular role.
Right.
But the thing is, with a historical piece like this, it's heavy. And Spielberg does not take away how heavy it is. It's over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I didn't feel it.
Well, good for you. Man.
I didn't feel it at
Good
all.
for you, because I did. I think
Yeah.
the difference. How did you watch it?
Well, I watched it at home, and
I watched it at home too.
And when I watched it, it helped because my dad was with me,
There you
and
go.
he's a huge history buff.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was watching, I was getting this ongoing commentary from him
Right.
about the significance of certain characters.
Right.
So I could see from what the stakes were.
Yeah.
What
For me, the difference, I guess, was I'm a history buff too. I really appreciate that era of the American Civil War.
Right.
But I pause sometimes and go to Wikipedia to check out who these characters were.
Right.
So it became a bit of a distraction, unfortunately for me.
So it
But
kind of killed your momentum.
It
while
kept
you
my
watched
momentum a
it.
bit.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you knew that you had to hit certain points, and when those black soldiers at the start quoted his Gettysburg Address, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's the way that they used to debate in the U.S. Senate was pretty amazing.
Right.
That was really I like that. I appreciated that.
Yeah.
They tried doing that now. People are gonna get trampled on,
Exactly.
man, because they're calling them out and insulting them. It's like those how it's done in Taiwan, where people get slapped around in their parliament.
Right.
So that was really cool. For me, this had, I think it's because of the time frame and the costumes that this had a bit of echoes of Amistad.
Yeah, a
which
bit
is
of it.
Another great Spielberg film.
A bit of it, yeah.
Though that was earlier. That was set earlier in the history of the U.S.
Yeah.
So again, it had a slavery issue there.
Right.
I don't know. I think it was basically. I think my momentum was getting killed while watching this. That's why I don't appreciate it for itself as much as you probably did.
Yeah.
Because I love that period of American history because it really brother against brother, basically.
Right,
you know, and
right.
I mean, how at the end of it, remember when Jackie Earl Haley shows up,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You're gonna kill us. You're gonna take away what's the South by if we accept these concessions."
Right.
And it was true. That was what it was like in the U.S.
Yeah.
It was the North winning over the South, and basically the South saying, "What are we gonna do if we don't have slaves?"
Right.
You know,
right.
they had gotten used to that for over 800 years.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. No, over 100 years.
Yeah, we're 100 years.
So,
For me, it's like what strikes me the most about this movie is that it wasn't like when it was this was a time when it was a juncture where he had the perfect opportunity to abolish slavery,
yeah.
and it was coming from that I didn't realize the whole time that the war wasn't about abolishing slavery. It was about the rights of the southern states,
Yeah.
to do what they want.
Yeah.
And the reason why, and because and they want to secede because they wanted their rights.
Yeah.
They forbid. Basically, the North said no. You gotta
Yeah.
keep within your
Yeah,
limits.
because it had to be a whole union.
Right.
And
right.
the South was feeling, we're basically not really part of the union here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Lincoln said, "No, you are.
Yeah, you are.
You bet you are.
Yeah,
You're coming
exactly.
back."
And for a while he was open to the idea that okay, you keep your slaves.
Yeah.
You keep them. That's all right. The slaves you had in the past, keep them.
Yeah.
After but anything after we abolish slavery, no more.
Right.
But somewhere along the way, Lincoln decided that no, it's all or nothing.
Big gun.
It's just gotta be gone. And what my dad was telling me is that the population of the United States back then was relatively small, and even though the casualties in the Civil War were like maybe in the tens of thousands, it still was something that it was like a mortality rate that was really
the greatest loss
staggering.
of life of Americans was
Yeah.
during the Civil War.
Yeah.
Not
Staggering.
Vietnam, not World War I,
Yeah.
not World War II.
Staggering.
It's the U.S. Civil War.
in
And that's
rep-
4 years.
Yeah.
1861 to 65.
Yeah, it's in comparison to like the size of the population at that time. And that's why a lot of people were really pushing for him to end the war. But the problem with ending the war is if he did that, he would have to relinquish his emergency powers.
Yeah.
The emergency powers were the important thing for him to abolish slavery.
Yeah.
So he was during that whole time. What was amazing about this movie is that Spielberg was showing that man he was doing everything walking that thin line.
Yeah.
And trying to maintain, trying to satisfy his own cabinet. Same time, keep the war going.
Yeah.
Bribing.
Yeah.
Bribing people.
Bribing through James Spader.
James Spader, bribing congressmen, and outright lying to these people.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing what he had to do.
Yeah.
That's like wow. It just inspires it. Just goes to show you wow, what a leader he had to be at that time. And that's what Daniel Lewis does. And there's that great line he has, where he goes, "I am the president of the United States, and I'm dressed in immense power," something like that, to paraphrase. And wow, that was just awesome.
Yeah.
That's for me, that was the Oscar moment right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I think that's probably what they're going to show during this Oscar reel.
Right.
And because Daniel Day-Lewis is such a powerful, overwhelming actor.
Exactly.
My Left Foot, Gangs of New York, There Will Be Blood, which is my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Yeah.
He was
Mexican.
sheer, pure evil as Daniel
Washington.
Plainview. So here he's a good guy.
Right.
He's the quintessential American hero in Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator.
Yeah.
My sweetheart.